Hello all, welcome to my tutorial. So in this tutorial we'll understand Python tokens, Python literals and Python indentation. So let's start with the Python tokens. So actually in Python the tokens are actually the you can say it as a component that constitute a line of code in Python. So Python breaks each logical line into a sequence of elementary lexical components known as tokens. So when we write a single statement in Python, so that statement is consist of different kind of tokens. Okay, so and this so that's why tokens are also called as the smallest unit of a program. Okay, so Python tokens actually consist of uh, I mean Python tokens so correspond to a substring of the logical line. Okay, it's having six types: identifiers, literals, delimiters, keywords, operators, and new line, ident, and detent. So these are the types of the tokens in Python. So let's understand this in a program. Do some programming on this. So so when we write, suppose z equal to 10 plus 50 plus 2. Okay, so here if you see this program, this is a single line of code, or we can say the uh, single line of Python code, right? So this code actually consists of different kind of tokens. So if we start with z, so z is what, let me write here, z is one token. So what is the type of this token? So this is the Z is, we can call it the identifier type, identifier token type. So Z is an identifier, right? Next one is equal to shine is there. So equal to is again a token. This is also a token. So which kind of token is equal to operate sign? So equal to is, we can say it as the delimiter type. Delimiter, delimiter type. Okay. Next one is we have next character is parenthesis, start parenthesis. So this is, we call it as again a delimiter, or we can call it as separator. So separator type token or delimiter type token. Next one is 10, right? So this is again a, we can say it, this is a value, right? Number. So this is a literal type of token. Next is plus. Plus is the operator type token. Operator type token, and next one is operator type token, and next one is again a value 50. So this will go to the this will go as a, so 50 is again a literal type. I'm not writing that. Again plus, so plus is operator type, and then true. True will, so true will be, you can say it is a keyword type. So if we write true, so true is a keyword type. Okay, this is a keyword type tokens. So this is we saw that these many operators are available, that identifiers, literals, delimiters, keywords, operators. We have seen this. So what is this new line, ident and detent? So when we write a code in Python, we normally write new line, use the indentation and didn't didn't all these things we use in the Python program. So whenever so each Python program by default is ending with a new line. So new line again a token. So here if you see this program, so we have written x equal to this. This is a simple Python program. So this by default Python interpreter terminating this program or ending this program with line of code with new line character. So that new line is again a token. In some cases, we might have to use indentation. Indentation is nothing but the kind of white spaces in Python. So those white spaces we can call it as token in Python. Okay. So these are all tokens that we have in Python. And next topic we'll be going to discuss is Python literals. Okay. So literals can be defined as a data that is given in a variable or constant. Okay, so Python supports following literals: string literal, numeric literals. In numeric, we have three types: int, float, complex. We already seen these many data types. Or Boolean literals, we have true or false. Special literals, we have only one, that is none. None, we have one data type in Python. And literal collections, or we can also call it a literal sequence. So literal collections, bytes, bytes array, range, list, tuple, set, frozen set. Okay, so these are literal collections and dictionary. Okay, so Python literals, let's see one example. So let's see one example of Python literals. So Python literals is the value assigned to a variable in Python. So if we write x equal to 20, right? So 20 is the numeric literal. If we write x equal to 3.4.5, so 4.5 is the float literal, right? If we assign name equal to something xyz, so this will be a string literal. If we write x equal to parenthesis 7, 8, 9, so this is again a holding multiple values. This is we call it as a list in Python. So this is kind of again a value. This is a collection type literal. Okay, so these are all values assigned to a variable. We call it as a literal in Python. Okay, now next topic is Python indentation. Python indentation. So if we read this text, many of the high programming languages like C, C++ uses braces, right, to mark the block of code. But in Python, we use the indentation concept. So indentation normally is white spaces. So in Python, generally four white spaces are used for the indentation and is prepared over the tabs. Python Indentation is important to ensure that all statements in a block at a particular level should have same indentation. So let's consider a few examples. So suppose I'm writing this code if true. So this is syntax of if. So I'm writing. So if I press enter, it is adding few spaces over here, right? You see, it's added few four. If you count, there are four white spaces or one tab. So if we write this is called indentation. Adding four Python interpreter automatically added four white spaces. So this is a indentation. Write something. If you press this, so this is called. We write this x plus 2. So invalid syntax because I have given some white spaces here. So here it's showing invalid syntax, right? So this error came because if we did not ended the print function correctly. If you see the first print function, so that's why it's showing. But let me write again. If true, so this is indentation. Python interpreter is automatically adding few spaces, four spaces precisely. And so if we do this, so if you see, this is test. Just press twice, enter twice. So it is terminating one enter is terminating this E block, and one is to run this program. And this one we saw the print statement test. Okay, suppose if I write if true like this, so if I press enter, it is automatically adding the space. If I remove a space, give back a space, and then write print, it will throw an error because Python is not considering any line of code for the if block. So after when we are writing if block, if a statement is expecting some indentation, so that it will consider that lines of code will be executed for that if block. So if you see the expected indented block, so indentation is expected. If we are starting a if block, then Python is expecting some indentation. That means beforehand there should be four white spaces. So if you want to write multiple lines of code, if you write multiple lines of code inside this if block, then we have to write with indentation all the time, right? So if I press enter, then this terminated this code. Now if I write this one too, so this way it is working. This is called indentation. If we remove the spaces, that is called dedentation. Dedent. Okay, that concept is called dedent. So adding a spaces is called indentation, and removing a spaces from Python program is called de-identing or de dedenting. Okay, so this is all about this Python indentation. So thank you all. Thanks for watching.